What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of No Mask Required. My name is Tyrell.
I'm Zach.
And today we got another pretty good episode for you. So first things first, we have another Rivals update for you. Apparently some of us still trying to play Rivals. That game's kind of ass right now.
I'm on strike, bro. Don't worry about it.
It's bad. Next up, we got Predator. We had a recent trailer come out, and apparently you don't know much about Predator?
It's not my cup of tea, no.
Predator, Aliens, AVP, you done that?
Not my cup of tea.
No?
I know that's like blasphemous, but
It's pretty solid
No, I don't really-
stuff. No?
I don't really.
Interesting. All right. And then, so
Yeah.
after that, we're going to talk about Sinners. We just watched that yesterday.
Yeah,
There's
that
a whole
was-
lot to talk about that movie. Whole lot.
That was pretty damn
And
good.
then we're going to finish off with the Batman.
Little
we
review.
love Batman around here, so
Little review, little comic book connections,
we're going
all of that.
to, yeah. So
Yeah.
Pretty good episode, so stick around to
Yeah.
that. So first things first, Rivals. Where are you at?
Boy, I'm on strike. I ain't played
You
support in
on
a
strike?
week. I've been playing DPS.
Like who?
Iron Fist, so that the insta-locks can.
Okay, obviously.
So the insta-locks can
Yeah.
just blow it. And then I always ban Spider-Man, so then they get screwed
I
too.
hate Spider-Man.
So if you take the three most annoying DPS by either eliminating them and voting them out, or just taking them yourselves, the game will fall apart. But the good part is that there's people that don't know how to play anything except Spider-Man or the one trick
tricks
on every team. So it actually balances out.
Scummy. What?
Yeah, sometimes a little bit imbalanced just because bad dice roll.
Yeah.
But no, I've been having fun watching people because I see my fellow supports. They'll be playing tank, and
What?
I'll be like, "Hey, I'm on strike, so I'm not going support." And then the tank will be like, "Yeah, me too, man. That's why I'm playing this."
So we're switching up. I refuse to play support.
Mm-hmm. A lot of
Listen.
DCS not.
I've been, as a tank main, I've been on Rocket. It's been the worst experience of my life. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm getting dove constantly. I'm yelling it out, hey guys, he's on my ass. And they're just not doing anything.
Welcome to the strike.
I
That's
hate
exactly
it.
why
I
we
hate
strike.
it. Like,
You should try Loki because then he's dive proof.
I can't even,
He's dive proof if you're smart.
it's.
Are you smart?
I hope so. What?
Do
Anywho.
you die when you get dove on Loki?
Do I die when I get, I don't really play Loki, so
Dude, you should.
I'm kind of bummed with him because I don't play him. So.
Because you're dumb. No,
I'm
just
like,
kidding.
dope, I don't play him. Get your
You're
hands
not
off me. No,
You're not
man.
dumb. You're not dumb. You're just not used to him.
What?
You're not used to his
Yeah,
stick.
I haven't used him since season 0 or whatever, so I don't really play Loki.
He's a DPS that can't die. That's basically his whole
Well,
character.
Yeah, that's pretty true. Yeah.
He's very.
Also,
give him.
Side note, fuck one tricks. I hate you. Deeply in my heart, I hate you. You ruin my game every time. Anyone who can only play with one character, you suck. All right, back to the program.
Is that you know?
What? I play the entire roster. I've literally played in one game. I've played every role.
I mean now, yeah.
I do that. I do
Yeah,
it
yeah.
constantly. I'm just in our group. I'm the designated tank. So
Fair enough.
you know what I'm saying.
Fair enough.
So I'm a one
Fair
trick.
enough.
Just you guys don't play
You know what?
tank, and we need a tank. So
Fair enough. But who's your one lord character?
my one lord, Strange.
One
You
trick.
got beef with that? No, look at me. We got beef. All right, anywho.
One trick.
One trick what? You want a tank? I gave you a tank.
Dude, I can tank.
I gave you the tank.
You'll give me the tank? What do you mean?
You know what I mean? I'll give you a tank.
Like any tank that you can play?
Yeah,
Can't play Magneto.
I can play Magneto. I can't use Zalt though.
Fair enough. I can't use it.
You throw a tiny sun. That shit takes forever. No, I can't.
No, you have to charge it up. So if it's at zero, it does nothing.
It does nothing. You gotta wait till it hits. Either you absorb enough, or you wait till it hits pretty much 0. And it's,
Yeah.
I
Anyway,
just can't. I can't hit shit.
other than that, the Rivals update is essentially I've stopped playing support.
Yes.
He started playing support and he feels just a
Yes.
fraction of my pain.
I kid you not. 7 games in a row, we almost won. Legit 1.01, almost winning overtime and
You're just
everything.
not healing well enough.
Yeah, I'm the problem. And
Now
then
you
I'm
get
getting
it.
I'm
Now
getting
you-
the
now
green
you
plus sign.
understand,
This
bro.
shit sucks.
And the worst part is that the game is designed to make people better based off of their game stats, but it prioritizes damage and kills. So support players are just screwed.
Where do we balance this out?
Yeah, so you can have 40,000 healing in a single round, which I've done before. And
It's
it'll
very doable.
nothing.
But
Like
you're
it's
not
the exact
getting
same as
kills,
if you
yeah.
yeah.
Not doing no damage because it's not your role. You're not supposed to be getting kills. You're supposed
Exactly.
to be healing. I'm goal 3 though. I made it a gold. I was silver when it started. I played 25 games.
You've only gone up like.
I've only went from silver 2 to gold 3 in 25 games. Maybe I'm strike 2. I'm on strike as well.
Yeah, it didn't count for you. You were
What do
tank
you-
man first. You're being forced to play support.
Yeah, because what the fuck?
Yeah.
Can I not just be in the front? What's the
No.
problem? What's the beef?
Should have taken.
Rocket is so easy to play.
Should have taken better care of your supports.
Fuck 'em.
We're done for the time being.
I take care of my support
Until everyone ranks like tank.
until it starts just dropping.
Oh yeah, because I
Like-
my other friend,
Mhm.
one of the guys that I played with, Jerry.
Mm.
He is a Rocket main. So I said, hey, talking to Emma. I think Emma watches this. I can't. But I'm like, hey Emma, we're on strike. He said, say less. He said, say less.
He said bet.
He's like, all right, cool.
All caps bet. All right, I'm down with that.
So, and then Jerry, who also watches, shout out Jerry.
What's up, Jared?
Bro proves why we go on strike by just being like, Overwatch is better, blah, 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 blah. You know, because I like playing Iron Fist and on DPS, and it's just, DPS on Overwatch just feels better. I'm like,
No.
in my head, I didn't say nothing in the group chat. This is me saying it now. I'm like, this is why, bro. This is exactly
You
why.
disgust me.
He sucks, though. Don't listen to him.
Whoa, what do you mean? Where you gonna roll go, son? Be on my team for a second. What we doing?
Alright.
Nah, bro.
Alright, then I won't be on your team.
All right, now bring it in.
Alright, you want me as an enemy. Go ahead.
Nah, bring it. Yo,
Alright.
Team game.
So.
bum ass game. Bro on strike. We on strike. Us collectively
Bandwagon.
bandwagon.
Bandwagon. You play support for like 4 days.
I've been playing support.
For
I
like 4
flex
days.
when I'm not with y'all. Just when I'm with y'all, I play tank.
I don't know why you do that.
Cause y'all you need a tank.
I
You guys
can do
always like,
tank.
oh, we just want to play tank. I play tank.
I can be tank.
You know my tank goes too. I'm literally the Lord.
Alright, your strange is pretty good.
Good.
That's it. Everything else bums.
I literally not. What are you talking about? I got plays on plays on plays. Stop playing with me. Who's good?
We're getting Death Spiral. Anyways. Predator. You need to put me on.
That's our rivals update. Predator
Yeah, put me on. I don't know much anything about it.
is such a good series. It's been around for a long time. Most people don't know it's actually a comic book. It's where it started, which I'm surprised you don't know that. Like most people.
No,
don't know.
I did know that.
Not you. I'm saying like most people
Oh, okay.
like, don't know it's a comic book. It's how it started. And
Mhm.
essentially, the whole thing is predators are like the most advanced warriors in like the galaxy. Their whole basis is warrior. To become a man, you got to fight a temple worth of like xenomorphs and survive. That kind of type thing. Like
That's
very old
badass.
school. Yeah. And if you lose, or pretty much you come in a team of 3. If all you die, you just kill everyone, and you start over. And the next group comes. It's like straight warrior style.
Just throw them in the pit, and if they come out,
Essentially, yeah.
okay.
And they got different classes of people, and it's pretty cool to see how like they adapt to their environments and like use their tools and have to change up their tools, or even use like in Requiem they had to use like human technology to advance themselves. They also had to adapt a suit for humans, so, like we can work together one day. So they're pretty smart, but they're like old school savage warriors. Is what I call them.
Okay, so like, if like a warrior tribe just had like future tech, and
Yeah.
they're just like, yeah, we kill things.
Pretty much. Like imagine like 4 big tribes had like a baby, and then
Okay.
Advanced technology, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay, because I've seen some clips from like the movie, like he has cloaking tech and
Yeah.
like, isn't there like heat concealing? So like you can't pick him up on heats. Yeah,
It's
heat
like because
sensitive.
that's like how their bodies adapt. So like he has the cloak. He has obviously the visor, so you can see different spectrum.
Okay.
Their blood makes it so they can't be seen like heat and stuff. But like obviously if you change it up, you can see like their footprints and all that stuff.
Yeah.
They have like a blaster, and they also have like this gauntlet on their arm. So part of it's a bomb, other parts a laser, other part kills ship.
A bomb, just in
Literally
case.
like a nuke to set off if things go bad.
Oh.
Just boom.
The few stuff that I do know about Predator, it's because there's a series of him, Predator versus Wolverine. Yeah,
I
it's
haven't
pretty
seen that.
good.
That's something.
It's pretty good. There's like, from what I've read, there's one where he like just is like I think he's like either just finished with or like still in the Weapon X program.
Okay, so he's not fully.
There's one before that where he's like
So
like
it's
1800s types. Yeah, Bone Claws,
Bone
and then
Claws.
there's a present day one too.
Okay.
They're all pretty cool because
Yeah.
Wolverine, best.
Especially with the claws.
He's the
like,
best
he
there
can-
is at what he does.
And like.
And what he does is
edges
kill
are
it.
better. Yeah.
So
So
it's-
that would be a cool fight to see
It,
between the two.
it gets gruesome.
Like
too.
a hunter versus someone who likes to hunt. Like that would be a cool. That sounds like a cool scenario.
You got to read that. No, it's cool.
Mm.
And they use the dark and tan suit too, or the tan and brown suit.
Oh. Yeah, I have to read
That's
that.
the
That
best
seems
one.
pretty
That's the best one.
That seems pretty. That's definitely. That's a 1v1 I need to see.
So new movies coming out.
So there is a new Predator movie coming out. So that series or movie is pretty much about a new generation of predators trying to become. That's crazy.
Don't say that.
That's
Don't say
that's
that.
what they
You gotta
are.
word it better,
They're
man. Don't say that.
predators. That's what they call them.
Oh hell no! You gotta find a
A
different
new
word for it.
generation of Kelly's art. No.
You have to,
That's
you have to-
crazy.
You have to edit that one out, maybe.
I
don't know.
edited shit out. Listen. Hide your kids, hide your wives.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, here, wait. No. But
That's gonna be a one.
There's a new generation, right? They're I'm not sure exactly what it's about, but it seems to be like they're going from like kid to adult, but there's also like conflict with the other tribes. It seems like I don't know. I
Okay.
gotta rewatch it because there are different types of them because they come in different colors. They adapt to their environment. So
Okay.
if they're in a sand environment, they're gonna become more sandy colored.
Like tan,
Yeah, they're gonna change.
and then like more brown if they're in like a forest.
Yeah.
And white if it's snow.
Like snow, yeah, they'll adapt to where they are, and then like there's different classes within them. Like for example, berserks. It seems like the dude with the gigantic head and his mask goes into his head is a berserker. So like they got different classes and stuff. So it seems like there's a conflict between different classes and then different types of them.
Is this
So
the animated one that's coming out?
this is a live action. So I believe this is way after Prey. So I'm not sure exactly where it is, but it's like after Prey.
Explain the timeline to me, because I know that there's a bunch of movies and that they're all connected in some way.
The
And aren't they
timeline-
also like? Are they canon with the alien stuff too?
Yeah, because they are like together. It's a very complicated timeline because Predator is super common. So it goes back into like
Start at the beginning.
the very beginning is just because they both have like their individuals, right? So you have aliens like up here, right? And then aliens 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever.
Yeah.
And then down here is Predator. And then Predator's happening on planet Earth, aliens in space somewhere, right?
Are they at the same time or is it different times?
It's different times though. So like Predator is like back in 1960. and
like
he's on
Vietnam,
planet
right?
Earth, post Vietnam.
Okay.
But around that time, and then so like pretty much, I don't know why they came to Earth, but they came to Earth for something. I think it may have been like a trial situation.
Yeah.
And they came to Earth, and a police officer is like fighting them and that kind of thing, right? So like 2 or 3 of those movies, and then you get to present day ish, like 2006, and they come to like talk about the pyramid. So they 3 of them come down back to planet Earth. I don't know why Earth is their hotspot. They love Earth for whatever reason.
Chick-fil-A, man.
Chick-fil-A, Whataburger, Buc-ee's.
They got fried chicken here and they're like,
It's
yo,
like-
this right
it's-
here,
Bussin'.
finger licking good.
Yeah. They come back to Earth. They do. So there's like scientists trying to find whatever because they're coming back and shit's happening, right?
So they're trying to figure it out. Like,
They're
why do they keep coming?
Human beings are trying to figure. Not even they don't know they exist. They're just trying to figure out because they found the pyramid. It's like underneath a mountain. They found it. And it's like, oh, it could lead to something cool. There's also some history stuff in there. But that happens, and we keep going forward. Now we hit the future, right? And so before Prometheus is where I think it is. Before Prometheus, is when
Prometheus
Aliens
the
happens.
movie
Yeah.
or Alien Prometheus?
Like Prometheus the movie. Because that other one comes after it. So it should be sequels to each other.
So Predator, Prometheus, and Alien
Yeah.
are like the same stuff.
It's all the same universe.
Oh,
It's huge, right?
that's how much I'm not into it.
It's-
I'm telling you,
it's
man, I know
huge.
nothing about this stuff.
It's super huge.
So where does Warhammer fall into that?
So when do we get to?
So when do we get to the Emperor? And
It's so long, but no, before that's why it's kind of like zigzaggy a little bit. Because so as you hit the future, or obviously Alien vs Predator 1, Alien vs Predator 2, and then after that, in the future where they have actual space travel, is that's when Ripley and all that happens with aliens. And you get all the whole series of that, and you come back down, and it's like weird like time loop, right? Because now you go back to Prometheus.
I feel like you're just trying to make sense of a lot of like studio retconning.
It is a lot. It's literally like a zigzag, and then we come to this point.
So when does Godzilla and Wolverine make an appearance?
Because at this point, it just has you questioning reality. Because now in Prometheus, they're the ones who created mankind. Like
that makes sense.
They
the name Prometheus is kind of like a giveaway for that.
Yeah, essentially how they do it is they sacrifice one of their beings, like whatever. They don't know who they are, just some random being. They kill themselves, and their DNA is spread throughout the environment and create life. That's how it works, right? So it just makes this full circle. It's pretty much a lot of retconning, but it's complicated.
It's a mess, but it's a hot mess
everywhere. It's good content. I like Predators more than I like Xenomorphs, but if you,
I was never enchanted with the whole alien thing. Just like, I don't know, just like monster movies in that sense. I'm just like, like it's just like a monster trying to kill you, and then like a lot of people just make a lot of dumb decisions.
Very much, yeah. It's like the or like Resident Evil, but like aliens.
Don't disrespect Resident Evil.
No, it's like
no, that's coherent. That's a coherent, streamlined.
Wait, Resident Evil. Some of them just kind of meh.
But that's a coherent, streamlined story. There ain't no zigzag and hopping.
Well, I'll give you that. Resident Evil, they've tried their best to be consistent.
Don't come for my goat Leon. Don't come for my goat Leon.
It's mid. M-I-D, mid.
You know a little bit something about that.
Huh?
Oh.
What'd you say?
Anywho. Anyways.
No, it's a lot of zigzags. A lot of mystery science, a little bit.
Okay.
A lot of
fiction.
Yeah. That's another thing I didn't like about Predator. There's a lot of stupid people in the not Predator, Alien series. A lot of stupid people.
I'm like, well, in the Predator series, isn't everyone like freaking out because they have like a superhuman psycho murderer after them?
Well, yeah, because they don't know. There's also they don't know like what they are. They've been here for so long, just don't know what they are.
Okay.
But it's a little confusing, but it's interesting to see how like someone who doesn't know anything interacts with these, again, hunters. Like,
do they like speak
hunters.
or are they just like
no
demon time and just
they literally
harpoon?
There's no like they speak like kind of like dogs do, like they bark. You know what I'm saying? Like how dogs bark at each other, they have like weird growl, like yell.
Okay.
They they have like weird like pinchers on their face and just kind of scream
I
at
have
each
seen
other.
their like weird jowls.
Yeah. And they like do like weird pitches and tones to each other, but they don't really like jam around. The hunter be hunted. Talking, we don't do that.
How did they get technology if they can't speak?
Though there's different classes though.
So one
all
class
of them aren't
can
the
speak?
same. They don't explain that. I don't know that either at all. They probably have their own language.
Hold on, what studio has Predator and Alien under him? That's Disney, right?
Predator, wasn't that Warner Brothers?
No. Because Alien Romulus dropped on Disney Plus, and if they're all canon.
Nah, I know it's switched hands.
Okay.
Because it's been throughout different things, so I know there's different people have latched on to it.
Whoever's in charge of Predator, y'all gotta plug some plot holes.
But like, they have a whole society, like a whole, almost like king and queen, like way back when type thing. But like, there's no explanation of do they talk, do they not talk, do they, like I said, they talk in their own growling. Like there's scenes where two of them standing in front of each other, just growling at each other.
We should put a pin in it and consult the subreddit.
I'll look deeper into it and I'll get more information.
Because like, I'm just trying to see like if I wanted to watch chronologically in that, I guess like canon universe, which ones like what's the order that I'm supposed to watch?
It's
because I mean there's order by release date.
You're cooked. Like
oh no,
I'll keep it a bean. There is timeline wise,
it's a mess, huh?
It is a mess, dude. Like if you want to watch, I'll just say do like timeline, like when it came out, do it like that.
Oh, so like real lifetime.
Yeah, because literally the newer movies you have now predate some of the movies that came out before Alien 1.
That's fine.
But like it's like this loop-de-loop in pull.
I mean, I'm fine watching like the chronological Star Wars order. I mean, it's probably not nearly as messy.
See, Star Wars though, you can line it up. Like prequel, current,
Prequel.
next.
Yeah.
But like Aliens and Predator, it's like just go over here to hit that to come over here to that.
It's like Assassin's Creed almost, where it's just
it's
a
kind of
mess in terms
everywhere.
of overall lore.
Like, once you figure it out, it all makes sense. But like until then, it's just kind of
So short answer. I'm gonna consult the subreddit. Yeah.
definitely hit the subreddit, see the best order. I've seen them all like.
When
I
they
haven't
came
even
out.
watched them in order because I watched the new one and new I mean like the second one, Requiem, and then I went back and watched all the old
So
ones.
what? So like, what's gonna like? There's a new trailer, right? What happened to the
Yeah.
trailer?
It was just a bunch.
It's just a bunch of predators, man.
It was a bunch of predators, bro.
Diddy's apartment.
Nah, it was like there wasn't too much going on. There wasn't too much human interaction, from what I remember. So it was a bunch of just predators on a planet.
They all kill each
hunting,
other.
and they're killing each other, trying to probably see who's the strongest, and like it's just showing you different predators. They have to have a name.
On an island.
Just like a planet, a separate planet. I think because there's another movie.
I was about to say, I'm like, that's a little bit too on the nose of some island. I'm not gonna lie.
It's not there's another movie where they randomly take 5 people who done pretty much like bad things, right?
Oh,
like 5,
like-
6.
Yeah.
And then like they're dropped into a random planet and they're hunted by the predators.
So like Dead Man Wonderland, except
Yeah, but like
it's
you're
not a
on-
circus, it's a trial.
Yeah, and you're sent to a planet is literally just a gigantic forest,
Okay.
and then the aliens drop off or the predators drop off to the planet in groups of 3, and they hunt you
Okay.
and kill you.
You excited?
Hopefully, I hope it's good. Like,
Hopefully, I'm asking if you're excited.
I'm excited. Yeah.
All right. Hopefully, I'm excited.
I said
don't know.
hopefully that he's good. You know, I hope it's good. I'm excited. I like the series.
Okay. Okay.
I want to read more of the books, but I like the series so far. So
I would probably read the books, like
there's
for me
a whole
before I
bunch.
watch the movies.
Yeah, you'll get because on the movies they don't talk about the other like races of them. So the books is basically more information. Definitely. The
So,
books.
and the books are canon too.
Yeah.
You know that for a fact?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
If anything, the movies are off as
Oh.
as they normally are, but the books are more like aligned to
Streamlined.
the story. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'll
So,
check it out.
Definitely check it out. If you haven't seen it, be warned. It's a little scary, a little gory, a little bit of thriller, but go ahead, check them out.
It's 2025, bro. We've all seen guts explode on TV.
I mean, yeah. At this point, yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
we don't need to buckle up for nothing.
I mean, it's chill. But definitely check it out. Trailer everywhere. So, hit YouTube, type in trailer, check it out. It's pretty cool. But speaking of actually guts popping out, what are you doing?
I think you know what I'm doing.
What are you doing?
I think.
Put your hand down. What's wrong?
Just trying to see if I can get you,
What
man.
is- No,
I know
man.
that.
Anywho, yo,
We
guts
saw
pop-
Sinners last night.
We saw Sinners.
For Big Man's birthday.
Yeah, 26-year-old,
Old man.
mid to late 30s.
He's on already.
I'm on.
Yeah, yeah.
Nah, I'm not there yet. Hold up now.
Bro, some of our friends have kids. You're there.
Nah, bro. Nah.
All right, man.
They weren't even playing. Like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
My friends do have kids. Oh no.
How's that make you feel? We're not gonna talk about this right now, actually. No, not so Sinners.
Before
So
I start
Sinners.
crashing out, Sinners, yeah, it was really good. That was a really good movie. I'd say the biggest thing, there was a lot of like technical application
What do you
Like-
mean by that?
in the beginning where Michael B. Jordan was passing the cigarette to himself, like smoking
Yeah.
sack was passing it back and forth. Like the-
Spoiler alert! Just before we get any further, if you haven't
Yeah.
seen it, don't watch anymore. Just go watch the movie.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, pause it right here, skip forward, and we'll talk about something else. But warning, we're talking about Sinners. Spoiler. All right. Anywho, so they're passing the cigarette back and forth, right? And to do that, they had to obviously. He started off as I think Smoke, the guy in red, right, with the cigarette. He passes it over to the stunt double. Then he switches over and goes back and forth, And they have to get the cameras to align just right. So like.
So you mean like the
same person.
cinematography of it was
Well,
like
yeah.
okay.
And then on top of that, Michael B. Jordan, I think to display like two different characters is
that
very
are
hard.
also so similar, man.
Like it's
Yeah, I know what you're talking
very,
about.
very hard. And gave them two different personalities and everything. But like it's very hard, especially like they're twins. There's only so much, you know.
There's always so much different that you can do with each character.
Yeah.
Like you have to have like similar mannerisms, but also not exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely
That
like one
was-
of, like. I think that was probably Michael B. Jordan's best acting performance out there.
And I've seen Fruitvale Station. This
Yeah.
one was pretty good.
No, this was yeah.
This was pretty good. It was
I
up
think
there.
this was it, just because of like the skill that it took to play as like twins. It's almost like how like James McAvoy in Split.
Yeah, that. Ooh, that's a good
That's
one.
why he's my like one of my like
Yeah.
top 5 actors of all time, because just to be able to do that within a single scene of like switching completely from the ground up,
Yes. Like,
personalities
different people.
completely opposite from each other.
Yes.
And
And it was very good. Hey, I even like how they showed like when it came like to romance, how like one I always mix them up. I think blue is smoke.
yeah,
Smoke, yeah.
yeah,
So when he was interacting with the woman he was interested in, he's not as like he's more of a thinker.
he's reserved.
So he's not gonna get out, be loud, and be yelling. Versus Stack, he was yelling at her. It's like, get out my face, you B word. You know what I'm saying? Like you B word. You B word.
You realize you're Mormon.
I don't know what just happened there.
It's okay, bring him. It's okay.
But he's
Jedediah.
he was much more. That's crazy. Jedediah, yo, what the?
Just keep going. Just keep going.
He was much more like vulgar, and his brother was much more like reserved and calculated. And like he would say things that bother you, but never to just like say some stuff to you. So
One was hot, one was cold.
red and blue.
Smoke was cold as hell.
Smoke.
Smoke was cold as hell. The whole movie, even when it was time to turn up. Yeah.
Man, let me tell you something. At the end too, man.
Just bro takes one. Doesn't even flinch. He looks at it and says, "Oh,
He's like, yeah, we good. Don't even worry about it.
yeah."
No,
I
it's
mean,
tough.
my favorite part about that whole movie was the musical element to it, dude.
Ludwig cooked.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
He cooked.
Well, like, so a couple things, like the music, but also the history to it as well. So, like, in the South, they painted it as a place that was pretty much like simple,
It was.
but
set in
also
Jim
it
Crow
was
era.
complicated as well.
Yeah.
Like with Stack and what's her name, Haley Steinfeld's character,
I don't remember her name.
and like her character, like her relationship
Yeah.
with everybody in the bar that they
Mhm.
opened up.
Yeah, she was, like rooted in the community.
Yeah, she was rooted, even though she's Haley Steinfeld. Like,
Wait.
so historically, the Asian market people,
Mm.
nobody ever like would pick up on that, and that is like they were like integral towards those towns, because they like how it showed in the movie, they were serving the whites and the blacks, and it's kind of in the middle. So there was like
money's
money,
money.
all right.
Bread.
And then the main vampire guy being Irish,
Mhm.
I also thought was fantastic, because like if vampires are, I would say European in terms of like their depiction in this
Yeah.
movie, they're like a European.
Yeah, definitely not.
Getting
from here.
a European in the South, making him Irish is so perfect, because that's what happened. Like, especially at that
That's
time
pretty
too.
good.
There's a ton of Irishmen coming over, so he easily could have just been a vampire in Ireland.
Yeah.
Came over to the U.S., was a redneck for however many years, developed the southern
Yeah.
twang, but all of his stuff was like super Irish.
Yeah.
I thought that was like, the music was on point, the dancing, fire, the designs for these vampires.
Dude.
They weren't overly like Nosferatu, where it's like he's clearly a monster, but they also aren't like Twilight, where it's like they're hot but they're vampire.
Oh, they're in the same. Yeah.
No, like it was definitely like
They were
humanoid.
more human beings, and then they turn into the monster.
With like mutations, like not
Yeah.
not like like Nosferatu, where he's just this weird thing.
Beast.
Yeah.
And only the main vampire just really had the long nails come out.
No, that's all of them.
He changed. Oh, all of them did that?
Yeah,
I only saw him
whenever
look
they
weird.
popped their teeth and like vampired out, all of them had nails.
Oh, I noticed that.
Yeah,
That's cool.
it
That's
is cool.
And the eyes, yeah, red eyes. Everyone else had orange
Yellow.
eyes.
They were either gray within like the light, or they were like yellow or orange in the
yellow tint to it. Yeah. But like the details behind it all, because in the beginning when the Native American people were coming to hunt him, like you could tell they had plenty of experience doing this.
They said if he's in there, you need to get him out right now.
You need to go or start praying. Like that's what you need to do. And the guy was like, "Yo, sun's going down. Time to go." So, all right, goodbye. It's like yeah, plenty of experience dealing with that. So
yeah, I mean,
to see.
It was just fantastic. All like the art, and when I mean art, I mean like when they blended musical scenes, because it almost played out like a musical in a sense, where they had songs in the movie, but like they're music performers, so it's not really like a straight up musical where they're like situation turn it into a song.
Yeah.
No, guys singing on stage, and then the way that they move around the bar and all these different people from different ages start popping up and all of that. And then it pans out and it's completely just it's almost like art, like straight up painted art on camera. It's fantastic.
I love the way they did Sammy, like the way like, they show the importance of his music even in the beginning. Like everyone. A lot of people doubted him, even his dad doubted him, and we started playing music. Literally, when Stack was driving, he had to turn his head like, "Yo!"
He's like, "Yo!"
Oh my gosh, whoa! Like you could do that. And then you know, get to the club, and then like he finally plays his music.
No, not the club. They get to the train station.
He plays
they get to the old guy. Old guy's like,
"Oh yeah, I forgot about old guy's like, don't
charge him too.
Turn that shit off." What are you doing?
like
and
it's.
Then he plays and then when he plays in the club, and he goes and obviously the other. I forget what they called them, but like they can speak to spirits of the future and the past, and you see all the tribes come and start.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, where they're like moving through and all that.
And like you show like the importance of his music alone, because even the vampires were standing outside, could probably barely hear it, but like you could see him, and like
it was like magic, where he was like drawn to it.
Yeah, like the bar, like the whole thing, the club disappeared. It was just him and everyone standing around him.
I just like how they kind of made like historical fiction with the fantasy, but based it like in history. Like it wasn't more based in fantasy. It was like everyone's like, what the like they really had to see it and been like, oh, and
based over real stuff. When
they saw a vampire, they do this in zombie movies and I hate it. But when they see a zombie, like it's a walker. That's a clicker. Like they said, oh no, that's a vampire. They're like,
They were like, he thought it was it was a wyvern, I think they said.
I don't know.
It was like they thought it was something else.
It's just like evil, evil dead
some other evil spirit. And then they figured out, oh no, those are vampires, and like the way like you
classic like weaknesses too. Classic weaknesses.
Garlic, silver.
You ain't no sparkling in the sunlight.
No, that's sparkling shit. Like we burn on fire, but like having to investigate and figure it out, I like that. Not just like you said, not just it's a vampire. Like come on.
Or it's like night creature.
I've seen this before. It's like no, it's like, but it was very. And then like you can kind of see. I'm not sure if there was like magic as well in this, but like it seemed like some moments were casting like spells almost.
Huh?
Like when the one lady, I forgot her name. The lady like Smoke was talking, or the guy, the girl that Smoke was talking to. Like she was like, when they would speak, it seemed like someone was like, some aura was coming off of her, and like some sort of magic type voodoo type thing was coming off of her, like during an argument, you know. And like there was a couple moments where that was happening, and even she had like the bones and stuff, and she would throw them and get the exact same pattern.
I feel like it wasn't like power; it was like knowledge. Like because she was so knowledgeable, she spoke in a way that was assertive and like zero doubt, was not looking for answers. So like, you know, when she was talking to the vampire would get pissed off, like, I ain't talking to you. She was like, no, you're talking to me.
I see through you. Like, it seemed like some sort of like,
I think it was just knowledge.
Not like
knowledge is power.
It's not like Harry Potter magic, but something like was coming off, you know.
Spiritual energy.
Maybe so. But maybe some of that was going on. Definitely
it's a blending of myth and like history. So like
it was very cool. And then at the end, again, like they really focused on the music because it started with Sammy playing and ended with Sammy playing. And apparently at the end is when Sam sold his soul, so he could become like a singer songwriter. because everyone kept telling him like you would die, or you'll hate your life if you do this, or don't do this because you can't, whatever. So after all that happens, like he sells his soul to the devil to become a successful, because his character is based off Sam Cooke.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
who he's supposed to be.
I know.
And but he sells his soul.
Rest in peace, Sam Cooke.
Goat. But like he sells
Bring
his
him on
soul.
home to
so he
me.
can
Like,
be
I don't know what to
successful.
tell you. Like,
And like that's why he was like when he's playing the song at the very end, he looks up and that's supposed to be like the devil he's looking at. To like sign the contract and like by finishing the song. Cause like he had that guitar.
Where'd you see
That
that?
guitar was broken. This is like a theory on Reddit, TikTok, everywhere.
I don't see it. I feel like for him,
Mhm.
he was basically like, I went through all that
Mhm.
because I wanted to play music. And I survived that. And everyone's saying, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it.
Yeah.
Everyone that said don't do it, where are they?
They're dead.
They're gone.
But he also got.
So,
I also think it might be right because he got the guitar he broke. Guitar he
you can get
smacked
it
dude in
repaired.
the
You can get it
head.
repaired.
It was just
The time skip at the end, he could have easily gotten it repaired.
But like before, like when he was still young.
I don't
He
see
was
it. I don't
still
see it. I don't
young
see it.
and thing was broken in his hand. He just had the top part and some strings.
I don't see it.
hanging off.
Here's why. Because in the movie, he was marked as a character who can produce such great music.
Yeah.
He is like a, he just exudes spiritual power, and he like
Mhm.
blends like ancestry and descendants just from perfect music.
That was kind of I was saying.
So that's his
Son,
thing.
like-
So him pursuing music isn't
Mhm.
necessarily like him giving himself to the devil. It's him like kind of embracing his purpose.
Well, not the music is not what I'm saying. Like giving to the devil. I'm saying like because he couldn't afford a new guitar. There's no way he bought a new guitar exactly the same, or he can afford to repair that guitar. He was,
Didn't he have 3 gold coins?
No. He didn't get those coins.
Who got them?
Haley did, and Haley gave them to Stack.
Oh
And
yeah.
Stack, I don't know what he did with them. He ain't giving nobody.
Fair enough.
And so he had like again someone who no money who has to be the quota of picking cotton cannot afford to buy a new guitar and make exactly the same guitar, and then like he can play music obviously he can sing just
Because when a
fine.
mega church pastor and they got it.
A mega church pastor, you think?
By the time he was like what, like 17 or something in this like early 20s.
He was 19.
It
No,
was-
no.
it
He
was
was old enough to
1932.
drink. So.
1932. That was back then. If you could
I
walk,
don't
you're old enough to drink.
I don't know. He's old enough to drink. I don't remember exactly.
So he's like 19 in like
I
1932.
think it was 19.
I say like 19 to 23.
Mm.
There in the U.S., the 50s and 60s is when like
Mhm.
mega church like pastors and like almost like the third grade awakening popped
Yeah.
up. He easily could be
But,
like,
like,
oh, I'm a
still-
preacher, now I'm doing music, and then make boatloads.
I mean, like eventually he could have made. I'm just saying, like the time, because he was still like super young. He was still around the same age when the whole thing went down. So it wasn't like there wasn't that much time between the end of the movie and we played that song. It was very like close window.
I feel like
when
we're
it happened.
speculating on stuff that like
Hey, it may happen. Like
it could happen, but like I don't
that
know.
might have happened. It's
I
a theory. It's a theory. So we'll see.
Movie's been out for 3 days.
We'll see. I gotta rewatch. I wanna look more into it, but we'll see. There's a whole lot to talk about.
Yeah, isn't he starting like a whole
he was
series?
He's Ryan Coogler was supposed to start a whole series on it. I hope that was real. I hope that was real. That
You
he
saw it
started
on
a whole
Instagram. It was
thing.
fake.
I don't know. I remember where I saw it. I know I saw the picture of like multiple movies. So I hope it was real because it's some fire content. Because I want to see where the Native Americans went. Well, they just disappeared and never came back. So because we're hunting after dudes, like we gotta get this man and just go away and just never seen again.
We'll
So,
see. Let him cook. That's all. He might not even do vampires next time.
It might not. It might not. Because the way Homegirl was talking, there was more out there than just vampires.
Oh yeah.
So there might be other creatures and stuff that pop up. Who knows? That would be cool. I'm gonna let him cook. Obviously, he knows what he's doing, so I'm gonna let him cook. There's so many things in that movie. It's like I don't know even how much time do we got because there's so much in there.
Music was fire. Music
Music
is
was
so good.
So good, dude.
Who was the director, or not the director, but the main music director?
For the music, I forgot his last name, but it's Ludwig something.
Okay, and then who did the album, like the soundtrack?
I'm not too sure who did that part.
because they cooked on his own.
I remember it was.
I know Haley Steinfeld did a single for it. I haven't listened to it though.
She did. It's not bad.
It's Haley Steinfeld's music.
It's not bad.
Yeah,
but
it's
if it's the movie, I'll put it that way. So,
okay.
but it's not like terrible. I'll probably
Ryan Coogler cooks
He knows
with
what he's
his.
doing.
He knows who to
He
pick
picked-
for his music.
even the singer, the guy who played Sammy, has only done like one play, and was like, you know what, you're him. Come here.
Ray Fisher, that's his name. Cyborg.
Yeah.
He was like that before Zack Snyder said, "You're Cyborg."
Yeah. He's like, you know what? Let me pluck you. You got it.
Mm-hmm.
Come over here. And that was a W pick. Now you can just blow up and do whatever you choose.
No, directors that actually watch plays,
I just goaded.
they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
Finds actual good talent and just puts it on the screen for people to see, and like he can only up from here. Like it was great.
Yeah, he'd be putting people on.
It was great.
But man, like that's an 11 out of 10 movie. I ain't gonna lie, that was so good.
solid movie.
Emotional appeal, and it wasn't predictable. Like it was predictable because like
One
if you
vampire
watch the
pops
movie,
up.
it's pretty evident. Like there's one outcome.
It's
but
a day later, like,
Leading
yeah.
up to it, and then like it doesn't like the ending isn't fully explained by all of the stuff within
Yeah.
the movie, so it leaves a lot of open ends to go
There's
off of.
holes and- yeah.
Not any that are like leaving plot holes either. Like the
Mm.
plot's
It's
full
solid,
circle, complete.
but almost like Star Wars. Like you don't know what exactly happened, but we can explore it. Not all of it. I'm saying like if you take the end of an episode, you don't agree with that? I'm saying it's kind of like it's
I think I know what you're trying to say. It's just
It's
Star
like-
Wars is
it's-
such a
it's just not
horrible.
It's like
comparison.
there was no gaps, but they left like a little crumbs.
The
to what
movie-
could happen next?
was complete, but
Okay.
it left a lot of things up to the viewer, which could be also avenues that Ryan Coogler might make towards
Explore.
other movies in the series.
Yeah, because one of the twins didn't die, or you don't know. It looked like he died, but you don't know.
Oh no.
You don't know.
We'll see.
You don't know if he died. You don't know what Sammy did after that. You don't know where the natives went. You don't know where the Irish guy came from.
I think you're focusing too much on the natives.
The natives are a huge part of the story.
I
I have a
mean-
feeling they have a huge part in the story.
Okay, but the story's complete.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying like
As
it's
far as we
hurting
know, the story's complete.
but like the natives have something to do with it. I don't know what, but they have something.
I'm gonna assume the connection to the spiritual and nature is what made them important, just like how it made Smoke's girl important
Yeah.
in the same way.
Because
So
most
I don't
movies,
think
they
that
tend
they are like an integral like
Mm.
force within that, I guess, cinematic project.
it's
They're just like one of the parties that are like, hey, we know what's really going on here.
there's something I don't know something about it because again, where did the Irish guy come from? Because when he was like they're doing the whole
Yeah, they could do that in another movie.
yeah, like where he come because even when he was talking, during the prayers, like I've heard other men say this exact things to me when I was alive. It's like this is nothing new. It's not going to stop me. So he's done this before. He's been around for a long time.
They
Just
do that in
where
Ireland.
was he? So you
Sinner's movie in Ireland.
know,
Sign me up.
that might be pretty cool. You know,
Absolute cinema.
absolutely cinema, dude.
What?
I don't know. I was trying to be Irish.
Bro, you off the yak, huh?
I'm not off the yak.
You off of something.
I'm off 2 tacos. Some rice.
Bro,
Yeah.
you want something else, bro.
Hold on. What was talking about?
You weird today. He's weird today.
Bro, how am I weird?
He's weird today. I don't know.
I'm
I don't know
absolutely
what
normal.
it is. Anyways, we gonna move on. Sinners, 11 out of 10. Everyone should go watch it.
Oh yeah, Sinners is goated. Go watch it.
Yeah,
Well,
it's easily the best movie to come out this year.
watch it with just for religious people out there. It does have some religious things in there. So if you don't agree with certain things religious wise and monsters and vampires, you may not want to watch it. That's a little cat.
Dude, respectfully, this is a damn movie that's made up. If
It's-
you have a
it's
problem
made
with
up.
made up movies
But like it
because
does
it conflicts with your
conversations about
religion, respectfully grow up.
I just want to let
pay
you know.
attention to the story.
Hey, listen, in the trailer, they don't even talk about none of that.
As a
Some
Catholic,
Some people don't agree with
grow
it.
up and enjoy the movie.
Some people don't agree with it, so I'm gonna let you know now.
Enjoy what the message is trying to be told.
Hey,
Enjoy that
they got
story
monsters and demons and things
because
and
it's
things, so
made up.
Some people don't want that. Some people do. Just saying, this is a disclaimer. Just a disclaimer. There you go.
If you
disclaimer.
think Halloween is of the devil, don't watch this movie. That's all I gotta say. Halloween is not of the devil.
Disclaimer. All right, that's all it is. A little caution sign right here. Disclaimer. All right.
Not disclaimer that there's like open sex scenes and like people getting absolutely obliterated.
What's wrong with that?
If it steps on the toes of
Yeah.
your
What's wrong?
ideological beliefs, you shouldn't watch it.
I was just giving you a little forewarning.
If you're afraid of blood, gotta go see it to find out, man.
And a little forewarning, because that's what don't mention. Some people don't like that. That's what I'm saying.
Fair enough.
You know what I'm saying? The drooling in the mouth, that's completely normal. That's just a little much. She said, oh,
That was crazy. Should have been me.
Not him, me.
Okay, so now I guess we can move on to something that we both know about, other than
Well,
Sinners.
Before we get to that, right? Because I'm looking at our drip here. How was the Kendrick concert?
I did go to the Kendrick Lamar
How was
concert.
the Kendrick concert? And apparently we're opposites here. He blue, I'm red. You got Nikes, I got Adidas.
No, we're
Bro,
matching.
he smoke, I'm stacked. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Actually,
yeah. Apparently we're matching. So how was the Kendrick concert? Really, little quick insert here.
I don't know how people could still be like a Drake fan. Like a fan, I get. Stan, I can't. Like super fan, I don't understand how. The concert was a religious experience.
There was.
Oh yeah, like the production value of it was insane. Like Kendrick, his concerts aren't very like set heavy in a way that like others are, where there's like different practical effects moving on and all of that. Like he'll have his stage design, like the shape of his stage, and he'll have a lot of like artistic cinematic backdrop with light special effects and all that. SZA had people in full bug costumes coming out, and she was giving them like a lap dance. She was twerking on some of them. She was doing a whole dance with a bunch of them, and the whole time so there was different acts. I think there was like 7. Yeah, there's a lot, but each act had a different, I guess, this is specifically what SZA had like a different vibe to it. Well, the first one was bugs. Second one was a different type of bug. Third one was a different type of bug.
So, bug is a theme.
Yeah, she
Like
liked
bugs?
bugs. Like, I don't know.
She's
But
an earthy girl.
yeah, she was. I don't know what she was on for Lana, but she was obsessed with a lot of like the. I think it was like the process of like metamorphosis and like bugs, which
Okay.
she's the, whatever you say, beautiful. like I
That's
don't
crazy.
I don't get it visually. Like it's not for me. But the music was fantastic. She played all of her stuff. Well, not all of it. Maybe 1 or 2 songs not on Lana, but she played most of Lana.
Mostly a lot.
They did all of the duets.
Oh.
Kendrick, SZA,
Okay.
30 for 30, All the Stars.
Yeah.
Dubs in the Wind. Yeah. No, they.
Okay.
And then all the Drake disses. So he put Euphoria early into his set.
Oh.
Yeah, he kind of set the tone that it's coming. He didn't play Not Like Us
You do not like us.
to the very end.
To the
And-
end. Oh.
Dude, Not Like Us went so insanely stupid.
I bet.
Jake's watch went off saying that there was like,
This-
yeah, the sound, like it's too loud. Like you can't
It's
be
like,
in here.
Bro, you're in danger of losing your hearing. It's so lit in here.
Houston and NRG Stadium was so loud, calling Drake
A minor.
is A minor, certified lover boy, certified. So loud that it completely screwed up the mics for Kendrick and SZA. They couldn't readjust it after that.
It was just
So
cooked.
so after Not Like Us, it was Luther and then Gloria. Mics were just
It's just cooked.
cutting in and out. Good problems, I guess.
Like the whole stadium, so we can't even do
dude. Yeah. What I like. I would have been curious to stand outside of NRG Stadium during that, just to be able to like,
just to hear that.
just be like, what's going on in there?
It's like, what's this earthquake about?
Because inside of it, you couldn't even think. Like, it was just so loud, and the visuals were great. Like, great production, religious experience, Kendrick's greatest hits, SZA's greatest hits.
All right, that's a good concert.
Yeah, she played 20-something.
Okay.
She played Good Days.
Good Days or Broken Clocks?
BMF. Oh, of course she played Broken Clocks.
Okay.
Yeah.
BMF.
Love Galore. Woo! They had it all. They I didn't think you could have gone. That's
I
crazy.
could have went. I had to stay here because I was busy. But any additional people came on, or was it just Kendrick and SZA?
There's Mustard.
Did you Mustard?
Yeah, I mean, like Mustard, he came out for
Mustard.
literally that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
him and Kendrick in the middle of NRG Stadium. Everybody, Mustard! That was another one where it was just
shake it.
watch went off again.
Yeah. It's like, yo, chill your ears, bro.
It was so funny too because like a lot of guys were there with their girlfriends, and the real fans for Kendrick were the guys. I mean, there were some girls there that were fans too. Real fans for SZA were the girls. There weren't a lot of people like me.
Go for
where
both.
I'm like a super fan for both of them.
I love both of y'all.
Where I like, there wasn't a single song in there where I wasn't just all the words. Well, not all the words.
No, bro, what you mean all the words?
Not all the words.
What?
All the words I'm allowed to say.
Bro, he said, all right, let's get to it.
Bro, and it's funny because like a lot of people in that stadium
They're screaming.
let it slide
They're screaming.
because they thought it was loud. And I'm like, I'm in Houston.
You want to hear?
I'm not playing with my life tonight. I'm not playing with my life tonight. Absolutely not. So I wouldn't do it. Some people next to me,
But others.
both of them next to me, may have.
May or may not have.
Yeah, so like when SZA was playing, literally, guys were sitting down. Yeah, in a concert, you just stand up and you
Just
rock
kinda
out,
lit,
get lit, all that. Guys are sitting down during SZA, and I'm just like,
I'm not here for this.
what are you here for?
It's like, what are we doing?
Like, you paid for this ticket. SZA is easily like one of the best R&B stars out there today,
She's up there, yeah.
and you're out there just like trying to look hard in front
I
of the
haven't
girl.
liked this song.
Like I don't know this. I'm
a
dude.
dude.
I'm a dude. You out there like.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
There was a guy that like sat like right in front of me who was doing that. I thought it was the funniest thing ever.
Bozo.
And then when Kendrick came on,
What's up?
this dude, it was so funny. He had his phone, and he wasn't recording the concert. He was recording himself singing the song.
So at the concert,
And he was like, yeah, like, dude. I thought that was so hilarious. I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
bro, for real, that's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. You record yourself, you can do that at home, bro.
I do that in the shower every night. What am I?
Looking at himself at a concert, bro.
We're out there thirst trapping on DNA.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was funny.
What is we doing?
Yeah, and so guys would sit down when SZA was out. Girls would just look utterly confused when Kendrick was out. I mean, barring Not Like Us and TV Off, even then they didn't know the words TV Off. They're like, oh, it's time, Mustard!
Got their one line.
Yeah, but like,
Fake fans.
a lot of the girls, and I'm not, this isn't like all of them. If I was to split it up into like thirds, 2/3 would be the girls that were there for SZA, the guys that were there for Kendrick. And then there's the people that are there for both.
Very few.
It just so happened that I was seated next to a lot of the other two.
Yeah.
So like,
That's crazy.
you just saw like, sit down, thirst trap, look
Man.
hard.
What are we?
And then I would look behind me to see like what was happening. And during Kendrick, there was like 3 rows of white girls. They looked miserable. They looked miserable. They did not know what was going on. They're just like,
just black off stage.
I mean, yeah, that's probably what they're doing. I don't know, but like they were just looking absolutely miserable, and it was like during like money trees, bro. Like during like actual
Money
he was
trees.
like, all right, y'all day one, y'all need to help them old folk with the words. We need to turn around and help them with the words.
It's for real.
It's like, yeah, then just
They're upset.
they
Where's
literally
SZA?
they had the posture where they're like a scared girl at the club. Like,
y'all gotta go.
yeah.
Y'all, this is what I meant for y'all. Y'all gotta go.
I know, like you ever been to like a festival or like a party, but you're like pissed off because no one's opened alcohol? It was that stance.
We're all just,
It was that stance of just like,
what is we doing?
yeah. They played Poetic Justice.
Oh,
What was that song that SZA had was Sexy Red too? The
like with Kendrick?
no,
Or
with Sexy Red.
Just them two?
Yeah, and
I have no idea.
and Drake.
Baby Daddy?
Yeah, Rich Baby. They played Rich Baby Daddy.
Daddy.
I thought that was so funny. I'm like, everyone here for the Drake diss, and they just played a Drake song. But they didn't. They literally just did like maybe 2 verses of SZA and Sexy Red.
Sexy Red. No.
And when Sexy Red's voice came over, the white girls behind us, oh my god, it's Sexy Red! Like, I love this song.
That song was kind of fun.
But when Alright came on, they were like, we gonna be alright. There was none of the words, we gonna be alright.
It's doing like this, Black Power. Just gonna be alright.
Yeah, they were not allies. They were not. That's not it.
It sounded like ops. It sounded like sitting down when Kendrick's out. I don't understand how you go to a. Kendrick is the main. That's why you're there for Kendrick and for nothing else. This is great, but we're there for Kendrick. That's why you came there.
I'm there for both.
SZA's great. I'm not saying she's any less.
That's my
but,
king
like,
and queen right there.
Your big title is Kendrick. Smaller title is.
It is the GNX tour.
So like you know what I'm saying.
Fair enough.
You're there for Kendrick, but if you're gonna go, I'll go for both. Like you know what I'm saying. Like
You like study up, like like for real, study up
take
this
us home
homework.
and some discography. Like what are we doing?
Yeah, like Josh wanted me to go to like a Charlie XCX concert with him,
So you probably.
and I told him no. I was like, yeah, it'd be cool, but I don't know any of the songs, and I'm not doing all that homework in 6 hours, so no.
That's too easy.
I don't.
I'm not really. I haven't really listened to her music, so but like that's too easy.
No.
I think I heard like one song.
Dude.
But I don't remember what it was.
No.
Like bad. Oof.
If you like Charlie XCX, my apologies. I would just think that the Moody Center would smell awful.
I don't know about that. I ain't really too much of a fan of her, so y'all a fan, drop a comment. Let me know if I should listen to something.
You should.
I should. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, like, so if you ever super get into like heavy cocaine usage,
If I ever start hitting bumps, some onions, yeah.
yeah, Charlie XCX will be like your favorite. She's good. I will say I just don't know nothing about her.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I might check something out.
But yeah, the Kendrick tour, worth every penny. I dropped so much money. It was worth every penny.
Worth every red cent. Right. Okay.
So,
all right.
Main event time.
Hey,
Break down the Batman.
the Batman. The Batman.
So what do we want to talk about first? Do we want to go kind of like here? Let me. Basically, the Batman uses these 2 books as primary source material. There could not have been better books for them to use, at all.
If you couldn't read that, this is The Long Halloween and Hush.
Yes, Long Halloween, Hush.
Yeah.
But so if I have to draw main inspirations from those books, connect them to the plot, The Long Halloween in terms of like murder of like high profile individuals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very obvious. Yeah.
Yeah. And also the connection towards like the Falcons and the mob
Yeah.
and Batman trying to kind of like fight through both of them pretty much, but like
Yeah,
he got to be
confusion
smart with the
between the
mob
two.
always.
Yeah.
The Riddler, I think he was more of like a Hush, like that they drew him from Hush in terms of him being like a mastermind of that sense. I mean, it's different in Hush. mainly because like the Riddler. It was like he was a weird intellectual character where he like planned a bunch of stuff, and then at the end it showed that he wasn't really the plan of it. And then the Hush storyline is meant to be as confusing as possible because you're in the perspective of Batman, and he is being whipped around.
He doesn't understand.
Yeah, and then at the end it doesn't necessarily come together. It just subsides, so you don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
So like,
that issue's gone now.
Batman wins, but he doesn't figure it out. Like, someone has to tell him.
That's crazy.
Yeah, someone has to tell him, and then like he's like, okay, well it's over. So like,
well, I beat him already. Done.
All right. The Long Halloween, because earlier in Batman's career, so like he's a lot rougher. He makes a lot of mistakes, which is what I really like about the Batman. He's not just
he's not perfect.
Plot armor, invincible. I mean, there is plot armor. When he dove off that building in the wingsuit and didn't die.
Nah, he's Batman.
Bro, that's
he's
plot
Batman.
armor.
He like that.
So in The Long Halloween, there's Holiday. He's going around killing different members of the mob. Nobody can figure out who he is. And then at the ends, they find out, but Holiday wins. In the Batman, there is no Holiday. It's the Riddler. They know it's the Riddler. They don't know who he is. They don't know where he is. They don't know what he's really doing. Mm-hmm. They just know that he's taking off corrupt officials and high-profile individuals that are corrupt.
He was also making them like admit to their things to be saved, but then not that also.
That's new.
Them.
No, that's new.
That's something separate.
Yeah, that's something that the Batman did, or like Matt Reeves pretty much wrote in of like, all right, like this is gonna be like it's gonna draw inspiration for like cadence of the story and like pacing, but the actual details are special towards the movie. So like the Riddler being kind of like a incel internet guy, deep web guy,
more almost. I don't say Joker-esque, but he was a little more... Because in Long Halloween, he's a little more goofy. Like, he's not as serious. He's more... somebody's bitch, like, in the book, you know? So, like, but in the Batman, he was a little more... way more serious about, like...
He was crazy.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about it. Like, a lot of people were trying to say that Paul Dano made, like, a really edgy, not that accurate depiction of the Riddler. And I'm like, no, like, the Riddler's super, super smart. But his downfall is that he's insane. Like, he literally cannot help himself. Like, he's insane. And appealing towards that insanity in like, just his psyche and also the scope of his plan of, like, oh, yeah, we're healing the city. How are we going to do it?
All the corrupt people.
Rationally, I'm not going to lie. Killing all the corrupt people, you shouldn't. But in terms of it cleaning stuff up, it's like, yeah, okay, like, I can see where you're right. Because he did those things, and that was a net benefit towards Gotham. But at the end, which is almost like how Riddler thinks, where it's like, okay, right track, all right, you're crazy. Like you can identify the problems. Your solutions are insane.
Yeah.
So translate over to like what he actually does. He identifies who is bad, who has kind of been like the problem making Gotham City. And he starts picking off key individuals one by one. And a lot of people are sympathetic to that because they're just like, yeah, there's no other way for you to like actually get them. They control the courts, control the police, control the mayor's office, everything.
People get paid off. Yeah.
And then at the end, he does this thing where it's like, well, it's actually not those individuals. It's the people who support those individuals and just decides to level the city.
You know what? It's not just them. It's the entire city. Let's flood it.
Yeah, it's all gotta go, actually.
You know what? Let's start from scratch.
Yeah, and that's insane.
That is a huge escalation.
So, in that aspect, it's special to that movie. But in terms of, like, the mob pacing and, like, the murders, they kind of take that from The Long Halloween.
That's definitely Holiday right there.
And also the influence of Catwoman, comes from both, where she's very much tied towards Batman, not necessarily as like a partner in crime, but as an individual who has the same, I guess, incentive to investigate / take down
kind of
the Riddler.
answer herself to
Well, and in the movie, Catwoman's incentive isn't the Riddler. Like that's something that Batman has to do on his own, which I think
It
is
was-
perfectly fine because it makes the Batman
Yeah.
movie.
Was there like a
About
roommate, right? Going missing or something?
No,
Okay,
that was
I forgot.
part of it,
That was part
but
of it.
no. So her father was Carmine Falcone, the head guy.
Oh, so this one.
So this was about her kind of playing Batman in a way
Mhm.
to basically have him clear the way for her to just walk in and get her revenge.
Kind of shake over.
Yeah,
Okay, I did not know that part. I
Pretty
just
smart.
smart.
yeah.
That's a good plan actually. Like, hey, I'm gonna use you to take out all my enemies.
And that's the
Take-
most like Catwoman thing
Yeah.
ever. And Zoe
Bats
Kravitz,
against himself. Yeah.
fantastic job.
Oh yeah, she crushed that.
Fantastic job.
Good selection.
But the tightrope that it walks from comic, I don't want to say comic accuracy, but comic inspiration and like not destroying and like shitting all over the source material and actually like making something new with it. You rarely see that. You like genuinely, you rarely
Everyone
see
was
it.
stuck movie wise, like Halle Berry, Catwoman. Everyone was stuck right there. And I was like, oh, okay, this is. I say, I can only get worse from here because that was garbage. That was this. That was that. But she was cute though. Like they're kind of stuck in this little.
Yeah.
I was like, but you could do. It was okay for the time, but like you could do better for Catwoman. She has a much bigger story than just like I get you trying to do the cat spirit. Well, I forgot what she did. It was almost like
It was you're talking about Michelle Pfeiffer, not
Oh,
Halle
Michelle
Berry,
Pfeiffer?
the one in the old Batman movie, right?
oh that was
Halle Berry had her own series, which was
Yeah.
basically just like her getting in a stripper outfit and like doing stuff.
yeah she was a weird anxious girl during the day and like I'm a bad bitch during the night type thing. That's what I remember. Maybe I was
No,
also like
you're wrong.
I was also a little busy when I was watching.
So in that movie, essentially, she has a transformation from that nervous person who dies, and all the cats basically like do black magic on her, and she comes back as Catwoman. Then from then on out, she is like that Catwoman persona. So it's like a good like
You're a freak.
What's wrong with you?
What you mean? What's the problem?
I'm just trying to talk about comic books and movies.
Well, I'm
And you out here freaking? Like, what's wrong with you?
Freaking, bro. I'm talking about the same thing. Put your hand back. What are you doing?
I'm gonna get you on camera.
That's crazy.
I already got him off camera.
No.
Lie.
Show me the clip.
Oh, yo, chat, clip that.
Okay, alright. So,
So-
it's Catwoman and then
I guess that's like how it relates to the comic books. Is that a lot of the pacing for the story is like it draws from both of these. Hush, more having to do with their relationship to each other. Like that kind of chemistry reminds me more of Hush in that. Even though they did have chemistry in The Long Halloween, it just wasn't like it was more like
like more like protective of anything.
yeah, The Long Halloween, Batman and Catwoman had a chemistry that was very much of like they had feelings for each other,
Yeah.
but they were both devoted to their own mission
Mhm.
enough to be able to keep it in
Battle
check.
line. Yeah.
Hush, on the other hand, they could not keep their hands off each other, no matter how hard they tried. And I saw more of that like tension within the movie, and I appreciated that because I was like, fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, that's the side of Batman where even Alfred's like, "You're human." Whoa! It's like that's crazy.
In the Long Halloween, this is like sidetrack, but Long Halloween, when they're actually in their costumes, they're not really as
Chatty.
romantically, involved. But like when they're just Bruce and Selena, they were like, oh, trying to
Well,
get
that
into
was
it.
both of their personas.
Yes,
Was
that's,
Bruce and
that's
Selena.
the thing, yeah. But it's like you see it more there, but kinda, but it wasn't as heavy as because you see on the front here, clearly they were kind of more booed up than anything.
Oh
You
yeah.
kind of see they were like,
Yeah.
Bruce is like, hey, listen, I thought I'd know fighting these criminals, what you love too.
Bro, you need help.
What you mean?
You need to relax.
You think he did that?
Take a deep breath.
You think Batman has no riz?
No, Batman got Riz.
Come on.
He's the goat. He's the goat.
He got riz. He's like, hey, hold this $1 million real quick. I'll be back. You know what I'm saying?
It's. Anyways,
So you
so
trying to see
we
my
can
new
talk
gadget?
about
Huh?
how the Batman separates himself from other movies. I'm gonna stop you from being horny.
What you mean?
You need to cool down, bro.
Ain't nobody good over here.
Bro,
We're good.
your mom could be watching this. Relax.
Nah, we good.
What's wrong? Felicia, whoop his ass.
Nah,
Like-
whoa. No, let me take that part out.
Why, she gonna listen?
Nah.
She be like, he's right.
No.
Ty, get over here.
Nah, man. Anywho.
Anyways, so like, that's I guess the comic book inspiration for it was like a lot of the
Yeah.
pacing, the character relationships. The Riddler, in terms of his mastermind role, was taken from Hush. But his actual like character, like how he was written, wasn't. It was pretty original in
Yeah,
that
that
sense.
was
Like
good.
it was a. It reminds me a lot of the TV show Gotham, how they wrote Edward Nygma, where he was like
Well, he, like,
intellectual,
He was a good guy.
awkward,
Yeah.
but also like crazy.
Crazy. And he's also getting bullied, so he kind of slowly, you know.
Yeah, I don't see Paul Dano's like actually getting bullied. It's just implied that he grew up in like hell and kind of had to like orchestrate his entire plan from the ground up. Which that is also very like Riddler in the comic books, that he doesn't have a lot to work with and he makes fantastic plans out of them.
Hey, riddle me this. Like he got it, you know.
Yeah, so in that sense, I can see Riddler, especially like picking out his own like I guess evil character type, being like fitting in with like I guess the times it was made, where like online psychos on like the deep web is like kind of a bigger boogeyman than just like some terrorist guy. Because like it hits home for people because you're like, oh, that is crazy, that could happen.
Yeah,
And it gives it an element of shock that I think that a lot of other Batman films lack, save for The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight is perfect. The Dark Knight is perfect.
It's alright.
He's lying. It's okay. He's just trying to get clickbait.
It's alright, you know.
We can talk about this another time.
We'll talk about Dark Knight another time.
Yeah, it'll be,
Alright, we'll
yeah.
give our opinions then.
So, actually, no, we can talk about it a little bit in terms of like how it relates and like separates itself from the past movies. Because the past movies, you have Michael Keaton's movies, which I know the old heads are not gonna be happy with my opinion on the Michael Keaton, like the original
I have not
three.
seen Michael Keaton Batman.
You're
So,
alright. You're alright.
I'm
You're
not
alright.
listening.
I'm not gonna lie. You're alright.
I have not seen.
Michael
If I haven't,
Keaton
remember it.
is just himself. That's
What's
his
that?
version of Bruce Wayne. It's just Michael Keaton.
What?
Yeah.
How? What?
Not a lot of depth to his character as Bruce Wayne. I mean, it was the 80s. Character depth
Yes.
wasn't necessarily something like popular back then, like writing in whole character arcs. It was definitely like one of those where it's like, oh, comic book brought to life. Which in that sense, it does a pretty good job. In terms of like the depth of like hero versus villain, it was very much black and white of like Joker's crazy, Batman saves the day. It kind of does the same with the movies following. They're just goofy comic book movies and they're good. They're good. Then you get to Christopher Nolan, where it's just like a way more serious take.
Pump it up.
And you have the Batman Begins, which kind of shows the origins of Batman in that, like kind of like retold in like Christopher
Those two
Nolan's
were good.
own way, which was really good. It actually like had effects on like games, like the Batman Arkham games and all of that. It was really good
It's like, that was
ideas.
good, yeah.
Cast was great. It blurred the lines of good versus evil, and actually like made people think like, okay, so like you see what Ra's al Ghul, who's one of the main villains of Batman Begins, you see him being like, we have a strict code that we follow, but we straight up kill people to make sure that the world is a better place. And
Yeah.
there are people that get caught in the crossfire, and that's okay.
And they're
Then you
their
see-
code sometimes, yeah.
Then there's Batman who's like, no, like I have this code, I'm not gonna break from it, all of that, and you see him have issues with that. Then you see Scarecrow, which is the other main villain, be like the crazy side. That actually like is an
Scarecrow's so
exception
whack.
to both sides of like Ra's and Batman, where they're like,
Yeah.
oh,
I think it also shows you consequences of good actions as well.
yeah, no good deed goes unpunished,
Yeah.
for sure.
You can't just be. You can do the best you can, try to be the best hero you can, but still like shit's just on fire.
Yeah, and then The Dark Knight. kind of like how the Riddler in the Batman was like a perfect villain for the time. You think about 2008, you got post 9/11 hysteria. You got, terrorism was something that people were like, what?
Afraid.
We gotta be on the watch.
Yeah.
So the main villain, Joker, not just being like a, villain, being a literal terrorist.
Psychopath.
Bro's a
blowing
full-on
shit up.
psycho terrorist, and it's like,
Yes.
whoa, what are you doing? He's like, I'm sending a message. I don't, nothing else. That was his whole thing. It was just being like, no, I'm gonna make you be honest with yourself by showing you crazy things and scaring the dog shit out of you.
Showing you who you truly are.
Yeah, so villain development. Then you have Bane, Dark Knight Rises, where it's just like,
Is that Tom Hardy?
yeah, it's more of a play on what if Batman stayed with
Yeah, what he could have
the League of Shadows and Ra's al Ghul, what he could have been, kind of the monster he could have been.
what he
Which is
been.
like the other side of himself that he
Yeah.
neglected and has to fight and wins out in the end, but dies in the process.
Where he's fighting the inner turmoil to become a
Batman
better hero.
Batman does something different from all those movies, from like the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, and 2012. Does something different from all of them, in a way where Bruce Wayne, you actually see like the emotion that he has about his parents getting capped.
Oh yeah, no, he wears it on his
Like
sleeve.
he's bothered.
He does not like it.
He's
but
bothered.
you
He's
say it.
angry. The development that he has to go through isn't like, he knows he's Batman. So like Christian Bale's representation of Batman, he's very much like, okay, I have to do this because I'm trained to. I have the means
I
to.
have the skills
So I
to
will.
accomplish.
Robert Pattinson's Batman is like, no, I'm doing this because I'm gonna be vengeance. To any criminal out there
Yes.
that's thinking of doing what they did to my parents, watch out.
Not gonna happen.
Because I enjoy this. I want to do this. Like it was very much not a burden, but a choice. Like it was like he very like burden in terms of the emotional, the rage, all of that was the burden.
Caring and all
The
that
choice
stuff.
of Batman was not the burden to him.
No.
It was preferable.
it was the way to get the stuff out.
Yeah, there was no toggle between like, oh, I don't know, like Batman does so much good,
Yeah,
but it does
hero.
so much things horrible for my life and me. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't be Batman. None of that. He's like, no. I have a job to do. The development is from him becoming like this creature of vengeance that, to be feared, to realizing like, oh, that just makes things worse. It inspires the worst in people. I have to just tweak what I do a little bit to not inspire the worst in people, but to inspire the best in people.
Yeah, bring justice. I think also because he's a younger Batman.
He's still learning.
You still learn. You see his mistakes and like how he's growing, what he's trying to do. And I think just that process alone, like as a kid, when you're dealing with these things, you're gonna be angry. And one way we all deal with anger, you can get violent, and that's what he's doing. I'm beating up villains, so like it's not that bad, right?
Yeah.
As he goes on, realize I can't just keep beating people up. Like it's fun, but like there's a better solution to all of this. And knowing Batman, like he knows what better ways to do a lot of things. So
And like the world building too, like a lot of other movies they lacked world building. So like in the 80s they had a pretty good one because it's basically comic book.
and then you brought it to
Scream. Everyone knew what the setting was. Like, oh, Gotham City. It looks like Gotham City. Sounds like Gotham City. Must be Gotham City.
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan's is very much like realistic. Like this
New
is
York.
a city called Gotham City, and the crime's really bad. But it didn't have the look to it. It was very much modern city, almost looked like New York, Chicago. Like wasn't anything.
Gotham City. But
This Gotham City
Gotham,
takes like literal Gothic architecture, spreads it out the whole place, mixes it in with like modern architecture, like
Wayne Manor. It was like that too.
Well, they didn't have Wayne Manor. It was the Wayne Penthouse.
Oh, it was a penthouse.
Yeah,
I
so-
remember like seeing a giant. Oh, I remember the movie. Wrong movie.
Zack Snyder.
I just
Relax.
remembered something else in there.
That
My
was
bad.
Zack Snyder. Relax.
Yeah.
And they built a Gotham that you could believe was the setting,
Oh, for sure.
not just like, okay, so what's happening there? Like you saw the world around you. You had drug trade, drops being like the main drug within that was like a huge problem within Gotham City. You had a lot of the architecture, a lot of the, I guess, like aesthetic to the city was like bleak, dark, everything was wet always, raining.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't wet, it was dusk.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I saw the sun I think the sun only showed up at the end with the sunrise.
Yeah, well, everything was done, but rather than that, it was just gray.
It was just gray, black, like very mute, monotone, fantastic. Because that's what they're trying to portray Gotham City as being this like
hell.
Not hell, but like tough to love,
It's
pretty much. Like something that you have to save because it's not doing good.
$25 for rent.
Like, and it's supposed to like call out a lot of like initiative projects within like communities of like reinventing the community because Bruce Wayne's dad. What was the plan called that he had?
I don't remember, but I know it was pretty much.
He had a multi-billion-dollar fund to reinvest into like the city's communities and stuff like that. Yeah. And the law, like the mayor's office and all that, ran with that for years.
So we're gonna do it.
Bruce was separated from that, so he just assumed that was happening because Bruce is an idiot. Like this Bruce is self-centered, tunnel vision, one mission, that's it. And when he realizes like, oh, this like no wonder Gotham sucks. All this money isn't going anywhere. It's going to like 3 people. Yeah. So it's very much like a Bruce Wayne working in a way that cleans up the system to being like a force that's like, no, like I have to actively change the way that things are being operated here. Now, of course, the only one who really does that is the Riddler. He just does it way too much.
It's very a very different way of doing things.
The Batman, it does a good job at making like Bruce Wayne's story a little bit more important, while also making the Batman story just as important.
I think
building a world within it. The villains like Penguin, the way that they reinvented him from being like this short loser to being like this cutthroat street mob guy who worked his way up from nobody to being like the right hand man, and just cutthroat, backstabbing, but like oddly charming. Almost Italian looking guy, even though he's not Italian.
He's not Italian?
His last name's Copperpie. There's no vowel. No, it can't.
Come on, I could be Gabagool, you know what I'm saying?
Does that end in a consonant?
I don't even know.
Italian names end in a vowel.
Hey, you never know.
He's not Italian, but he looks Italian.
The day my daughter's
You had the police force. That's the most accurate depiction of like a city police force that I've ever seen. Not in terms of like aesthetic, but in terms of like how they do things.
Dude, yeah.
In terms of how they weren't. It wasn't like in Christopher Nolan's where like the cops were just like a little dirty, but there's some
dirty.
No, like it wasn't guys that were just bought off. These were scumbags. Like, these are scumbags.
Gordon had to hop in there and say, yo, guys, chill.
And they weren't scumbags like in Christopher Nolan's where they're just like off duty. They're not. These guys are in uniform.
Like,
being pieces of crap. Scumbags.
They did not care at all.
Did not care. And I'm just like, that's so accurate. Like, that's so accurate.
What are we doing? Welcome to Gotham.
And I'm talking about like the like real like corrupt cities where they'll just do that.
Bad, yeah.
Yeah, where it's
that
bad.
Happen.
And so I'm like, okay, so like this world is convincing. The other worlds were just kind of like a place of which things happened.
Yeah.
The place was a part of the story. Like the progression of Batman, Bruce Wayne, Catwoman, everybody. You saw Gotham slowly change in like actual aesthetic. If you noticed, if you watched it,
when you watch the movie, that's what I got because like the light and dark thing, like. Nighttime seemed to last extremely long, and daytime seemed like to be seconds.
And it was gray. It was no blue skies, no sun, gray.
It was
very
a brighter night,
clear sunrise,
and that sunrise seemed to last forever. And so like it's that switch, that you see as time goes on.
So that's my 2 cents on the Batman. That's my favorite Batman movie ever. I think it's just as good as The Dark Knight, and I know that's blasphemy, but if I'm being honest, the only reason The Dark Knight is so good is because of the villain. It's because of the Joker. Batman is very predictable in that, which goes to the Joker's entire plan. Like, Batman basically gets strung along the whole time until at the end, Batman's like, I believed in the people at the end of the day, and it paid off. And Joker just kind of like got upset.
He just.
But if you want the realistic ending, Joker's right. Like Joker was right. Like in the most crime-ridden city, corrupt, you're gonna find like human virtue amongst the richest of the rich versus
Whoa.
the convicts.
You know the good, the bad, and the ugly. You know, clearly you can identify who's who. And then you gotta figure out.
My
who's
point
the
being
other.
is that like the central force driving the plot in The Dark Knight was the Joker.
Well, yeah, it was he was
The
doing.
Batman
shit by
had
himself.
multiple characters driving the plot.
Yeah, it was sent around different stories, and the culmination of it all is what brought you to Daylight, pretty much. So.
Yeah. I mean, Batman was a part of it. Like, the Riddler was just leaving him stuff to figure out.
Yeah.
Versus Dark Knight,
See what happened. He was figuring. He was like, "What's going on?"
the series of events that were great. I just think that the Batman's was more of a convincing, streamlined story, and just standalone world. Like,
yeah, you can definitely see
from the poster to the credits, like it was
there
it was distinct.
plenty more content definitely to show you in that, or you can see where they want to go next with it, because they may have like a Robin situation coming. I'm not sure exactly how, but it seemed like because they show
I'd like to see Robin.
they
on-
show
on
you a
screen.
boy in red, like he's standing out in red. I was like, could that be Robin?
No,
It's like no, it's not him, but like you can.
like a wink, like a wink.
It's kind of almost, yeah,
Wink
almost
of the
like
nod.
because the red, like everyone was wearing black, and this one kid is wearing bright red. It's like maybe
I
there's
mean-
a Robin in the scenario, but like almost like a poke at you. Like
In my defense
there's
of
a Robin.
not being a Robin indicator, the entire movie promo theme was red and black.
Yeah,
Most of the like aesthetic in that was very noir,
the whole
crime
thing
scene.
was orangey red,
orange,
black,
red, black.
gray. That's
Yeah.
the whole thing. But like I'm just saying, at the funeral scene, everybody was wearing black, or the
Yeah, it's a
dark was
funeral.
so dark it was. Well, yeah, but then why is there one kid wearing red?
Probably because like he's a kid and that was his dad.
Like he's wearing bright red in
It was-
a room of black.
I mean,
So that's like ding ding ding. I'm not saying he's gonna be Robin, but it's
no,
like,
I know.
hey,
I know what you're saying.
BT Dubs,
I know what you're saying.
signal, flag on a play. You might see something.
I just disagree.
That was a clear sign to me. It may be Robin, and I would love to see that.
I would like to see Robin done right, and the one person I believe could do that is Matt Reeves. Especially if he's
So
using Long Halloween as source material.
Let's see. It's been part 2.
Yeah.
Maybe Buzz up part 2 and take a look. So let's see. I don't know.
But
Might be
any last thoughts?
The
On-
Batman
on
was
the
great.
Batman.
The Batman was a great movie. I like seeing the my favorite thing about the movie is seeing the Batman grow and seeing Batman grow. Now he just kind of almost like his mindset is changing. Definitely like the Riddler. I haven't seen. I say he's more almost Joker-esque. Like he's more. He's not as. Normally he's
He's got a
more
sixth sense of humor.
lighthearted.
He's
you
got a
know?
sixth sense of humor.
But this one, he's more gruesome, more like critical, like putting bombs on people's necks and like either force them to confess their sins or die. Like
That's very
That's
Riddler
very-
though. That's
yeah,
very
but like
Riddler.
normally it's depicted in like movies and TV shows. Like he's not as
He's goofy.
he's not as serious. Like the type of person who's just gonna kill you off or do something like that too. So that was a good transition. Introducing characters like the Penguin, Catwoman. I like Catwoman, just her story. I didn't know that she was part of the Falcone family. I gotta rewatch the movie, but that was good. Like
That was a central element, my boy.
I didn't know she was a Falcone. I know she was a part,
That's like a whole.
not by blood. I know she was part of the organization. I know it was blood that tied her in.
Boy, you gotta put your phone down.
What do you mean put my phone
You
down?
be looking at your phone during
What was the
movies.
last name? When did I look at my phone during a movie? What are we talking about?
I don't know what other explanation that I could have for you
Unless
not
I
picking
just-
up
I
that
just
central
missed
plot
it.
point.
Because like I know she was a part of the club because I thought she joined, not just like, oh, I'm blooded in here. I'm born into what my role was.
No. She was the neglected daughter, so like she
Okay.
wasn't supposed to exist. So like,
I missed that whole thing then. I didn't know that was in there.
we're gonna do your homework.
That's interesting.
You gotta do
But
that.
no, it's definitely a very interesting movie. Definitely want to watch it again. Get some more. Probably obviously some things I missed, so definitely see what else I missed in there. Especially seeing, I want to see. I know maybe not yet, but I do want to see the Joker and how he impacts the story. Because this is just the Riddler we're talking about right now. And you have the Riddler, you have Penguin, again, you have Catwoman. And so it means there's other characters that work here. So I want to see where other people are going. Obviously, Joaquin Phoenix is not going to be your Joker, so
It's Barry Keoghan.
Barry Keoghan.
Yeah.
So we're going to see what happens next. That's going to be very interesting. But yeah, that's my final thoughts. How about this? How about y'all put your thoughts down in the comments? Let me know what you think of the Batman, what you think of the Dark Knight. What's your preference? What's your favorite Batman movie? Because obviously we got some opinions up here. So let us know. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Any final thoughts?
Share the video.
Share the video. We got
Grease up that algorithm, guys.
Hey, people got to see this content. Obviously, you like it. I love it. So let's let everyone else like it too. How about that? But, thank you for tuning into the episode of No Mask Required. My name is Tyrell.
I'm Zach.
And I'll see y'all next week.
Peace.